Welcome to Conversations on NHX. Finally, after 13 days, Maharashtra is going to get a new chief minister. Well, not exactly new. He's been there twice before. Once with a full term, and second, an overnight operation that went wrong. We are speaking about Devendra Fadnavis. After much of dilly-dallying, pressure tactics and all that drama, finally Fadnavis is taking the high chair. Along with him will be two strong men, Shinde and of course Ajit Pawar, both of whom dreamt of becoming the chief ministers. Shinde is going to be the deputy chief minister, so is going to be Ajit Pawar, who in fact for the record 6th time will be a deputy chief minister. It's an all India record that he is setting. So he will also have his dreams next time of becoming a Mukhyamantri. But look at Devendra Fadnavis, a staunch loyalist of the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh breed. He has been around for a long time, and today in one of the newspapers I saw a picture of his filing his nominations in 1999. A young man then, modeling in fact for clothes. And of course now all this way to becoming the new Chanakya of Maharashtra. All of us remember that he was a backroom boy, and for a state that has produced stalwarts like Pramod Mahajan, Nitin Gadkari, and of course many others. Devendra Fadnavis will have a tough challenge on hand, not because of anything else, because he has too much of a majority. There are too many aspirants looking for ministerial post, both within his party and as well as from the Mahayuthi alliance. And that's going to be a tough task. Who will get home? Who will get finance? I think they are more or less decided. But then, who are going to get the other portfolios? How will he keep all the MLAs happy? And that's a problem when you have too many of them, as much as when you have too little of them. That, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the task for Devendra Fadnavis, who we all know has a kind of a negative remark towards him, not personally, but because he's a Brahmin. In a state where OBCs and Marathas are fighting for dominance, here comes a man who cannot come into both these communities, who stands on his own. His first full term was remarkable. And I guess this time around, the BJP leadership backed him because they knew that all the tall talk of Shinde bringing this election forward for the Mahayuthi alliance, it was Devendra Fadnavis who was working diligently behind the scenes. After the fiasco of the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, Fadnavis knew that the entire blame will be on him if he doesn't perform this time in the assembly elections. So he went back to the drawing board, looked at what went wrong. There was just a 1% gap between the Mahavikas Aghadi and the Mahayuthi alliance in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections in Maharashtra, even though Mahayuthi got far lesser number of seats. Devendra Fadnavis calculated and told the BJP cadres, look, we have only a 2 lakh majority between both the parties for a huge state like Maharashtra, second largest after UP in the number of seats that it sends to the Lok Sabha. And that is when they decided that they need to work on each of these seats. So comes Malegaon example, and that was quoted by Fadnavis to all the cadres. Work to make sure Malegaon doesn't happen again, that the Muslim consolidation of vote does not take place, and ensure that the Hindus go out and vote. And for all the talk that it was the Ladki or Women's Power program that was funded heavily by Shinde that worked well, the Ladlis and the other funding schemes, it was actually the consolidation of the Hindu vote bank that got the huge majority for BJP of 130 plus seats. Never in its history has got that much. And that is extremely important for Fadnavis because he has set the record straight, that he is a man to look forward. Because when he took power for the first time, he was the youngest chief minister then. And I think he was 44 or something that time. And I'm sure even now he's still young for politics. But I'm sure that he has bigger aspirations in life. As Atal Bihari Vajpayee once mentioned, he was set for bigger things in life. And Fadnavis has proved to the people of Maharashtra that he can bring in a government that will be stable and that should be stable. And of course, keeping detractors at bay. One thing BJP has proved in this election, that it can bounce back. And Fadnavis proved that with his political acumen of selecting the right candidates, not going after the Maratha voters, to ensure that he stays with the OBCs and of course the women and the Hindu voters, all of which worked wonderfully well for the alliance. Ajit Pawar and Shinde will have to thank Fadnavis for doing what they also did. It is not a victory for either of them or for him. It's a victory for all the three of them. And that's what matters. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.